So besides cardio, nutrition, training, what else should you be focusing on a daily basis, to optimize, your competition prep? That is the question. So obviously training, nutrition, your cardio, your activity level, should I rather say, is, the most common obvious factors. Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be cardio, but more activity level. So you need to get your neat calories up as high as possible, and that is obviously the energy that you burn outside of your actual physical training. So the steps that you get in throughout the course of the day outside of gym. How high do your steps go? The higher, the better for you to create sustainability in your cutting phase of your prep. Training, obviously, that has to happen. You have to get into the gym 5-6 days a week. You have to train hard, heavy, progressive overload, and really be intense and purposeful and intentional with your training. That's a non-negotiable, but that's usually the easy part for most people. Okay, then obviously it comes to your activity level. You'll have a set amount of cardio minutes that you need to do on a piece of equipment. Gym, obviously training, whether it's the stepper, the incline, walk on a treadmill or the stairmaster. That's perfectly fine. That's part of your cardio. Then it's your activity level outside of gym, your neat calories. How high can you get those obviously up? And then nutrition is always going to be the number one factor in all of this. Your nutrition, you cannot cheat. You cannot take shortcuts. At the end of the day, you can't out-train a bad diet. You've all heard that before. If you're not losing weight, you are simply not creating a calorie deficit, regardless of the effort that you think you are putting in, and think that it is sufficient. Your diet is most probably off. You're not tracking correctly. You are consuming, obviously hidden calories that you are unaware of, or you are simply not, obviously paying attention to your, calories over the weekend and overall throughout the course of, the week. So nutrition, number one, obviously training, activity level, your cardio, yes, 100%. Outside of that, your micronutrient intake, your fiber, your vitamins, your minerals, very, very important. So many girls have issues with sleep, issues with energy, issues with cravings, issues with obviously digestion. So having the right amount of fiber in, I would generally say anything from 17 to 20 grams of fiber for every 1,000 calories that you consume. Making sure that you have your, whatever, going for bloods and finding out what your body is really deficient of, vitamin and mineral wise is usually the best approach, because then that's what I need to obviously consume. But generally we'll obviously encourage you and give you a recommendation of micronutrients that you need to consume. Then it's your sleep. So many people don't understand the priority and the importance of sleep. So sleep is something that you have to get. 7-8 hours of quality sleep on a daily basis is going to improve your journey so much. Your water intake is also a massive obviously contributing factor to your progress, your obviously how satiated you are throughout your journey, your kind of like a rate of progress, and just your overall performance and health. You are essentially a water mass. 70-80% of you consumes and consists out of, obviously water. So making sure that you drink water, and not just water, electrolytes, making sure that you're properly hydrated is very, very important. And then over and above that, I would say, posing is, a massive thing that you have to do from 10 weeks out at least. You need to start familiarizing yourself, what I'm saying? Getting with a posing coach, learning those fundamentals. Then from like 6 weeks, 8 weeks out, you really have to start doing it on a daily basis. 20-30 minutes a day, going through your quarter turns, perfecting that, and really, really mastering your presentation. No matter how good your physique is, if your presentation isn't on par, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to display that physique, and that's where a lot of girls obviously drop the ball on their presentation and posing. You got to make sure that your bikini, obviously is the right fit, the right cut. So obviously getting your bikini, ordered beforehand and having it ready a few weeks prior, and making sure that all of those things are in place. And then finally, a massive factor for me is your mindset. And making sure that you are practicing gratitude on a daily basis, making sure that you are taking time away from the gym, to, kind of like just reset, reflect, and just kind of like relax and, fill your mind with positivity. You need to learn to think, learn to control your mind, learn to rebuke the negative thoughts, and block all of the negativity in your life. And you have, the option, you have the responsibility, should I say, to protect your own peace. So learning how to think, rebuking the things that are not meant for you, and only taking in and meditating on the things that are positive, the things that are driving you forward, that add value in your life, is very, very important. So many people are going through the motions, ticking all of the boxes, but their mind is a battlefield. Their mind is a mess. They're filled with self-doubt. They have negative self-talk, 24/7. They are always, focusing on the future and what can go wrong. They're filled and riddled with anxiety, or, obviously living in the past and is depressed and, sad of what could have been, instead of living in the present where your peace is. Your peace is found in the present. You only have control of today. You don't have control of tomorrow. You can't change the past. So, keeping your mind positive is a massive, massive, massive factor if you want to obviously have a healthy, sustainable, enjoyable journey, and not constantly be fighting or feeling that you're, trying to, run uphill, and to, kind of like just be in a good mind space throughout it all. And of course, finally, placing God in the center of this journey. Making sure that you spend time communing with him, knowing that he is with you, present inside of you 24/7, and living in that rest, living in that, that Godfidence, walking in faith, trusting the process, knowing and believing and trusting that he is faithful, but not excluding him from your struggles with prep and diet and training and, everything that's going on. Place him in the center of it all, and I promise you it's going to make the biggest difference in your prep. And that's what I would say are the main factors to focus on a daily basis, outside of just the normal training, cardio, and nutrition. All right, hope that answers your question. Let me know what you think. God bless.